The headlines. Switzerland's biggest bank, UBS, takes over its rival Credit Suisse to help restore global financial stability. Environmental scientists prepare to unveil 8 years of work showing the scale of the climate crisis.
The temperature up here in the Alps is rising by about twice the global average. It's already increased by 2 degrees Celsius, and it is having a devastating impact on the snow and the ice up here.
Ukraine condemns President Putin's surprise visit to the Russian-occupied city of Mariupol, devastated in the early months of the war.
Like all Ukrainians, like all Mariupol residents, I feel that today a war criminal whose name is Vladimir Putin visited the scene of a crime he committed for several months.
It's been 20 years since the U.S.-led coalition began its war in Iraq. To topple the dictator Saddam Hussein, we'll assess the history.
I'll take the world apart to find a place for a peaceful heart. I know.
And the return of a 60s pop icon. We hear from Yusuf Katz-Stevens about music, faith, and performing at Glastonbury.
And Valencia's streets come to life for a 5-day festival celebrating the Spanish city's culture, history, and people.
An extradition hearing has begun in Australia in the case of a former U.S. Marine pilot accused of helping to train members of the Chinese military. Last year, Australian authorities approved a request by the U.S. to extradite Daniel Duggan, who became an Australian citizen in 2012. Mr. Duggan denies the charges. President Macron of France faces no confidence motions on Monday after his government pushed through an unpopular rise in the state pension age. There have been weeks of protests and several nights of unrest. A day of nationwide industrial action is scheduled for Thursday. Montenegro's long-serving president Milo Djukanovic will face a runoff election next month after no candidate secured 50% of the first round of votes. His challenger is a pro-Western economist, Jakov Maletovic. Sunday's vote came amid a year-long political crisis.
President Biden has expressed concern to the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu about his plans to overhaul the judicial system. In a phone call, Mr. Biden offered support for finding a compromise. Huge protests against the reforms have been taking place across Israel for the past 11 weeks.